Call me Master Zen cause I'm a flicky bands.
This is stupid. I don't know. Title. I don't know. Let's get into it, man. Wasting time.
Prison School? Prison School. Yes, the pinnacle of absurd comedy, watching characters get into the wackiest of situations with an absolutely amazing art style and a cherry of raunchiness on top. It's Prison School, the manga created by Akira Hiramoto, later adapted into an anime that helped it grow into one of the most popular ecchi comedy series around. But now that's all turned into bitter resentment, where people won't even read anything else by the creator, feeling betrayed by how the manga ended. So let's talk about it. Well, firstly, oh boy, is this dude a recluse or what? It's kind of crazy given how popular Prison School was, but it's so hard finding anything about the creator. I mean, I think that's how he looks like, but then this is from a Twitter account with no interactions. The dude likes his privacy. And who exactly is Hiramoto? Well, he's a mangaka that made comedy gag manga for a while, with names I won't even dare pronounce, but you can sort of see the current style shine through a little, with how detailed he drew the faces, which is what his art is mostly known for. Now after this, he made the manga Me and the Devil Blues, which is so much different than his other works, about a blues musician who sells his soul to the devil to become a legend. It is nothing like Prison School, and is way more serious than the majority of the published manga he made, which
They're not fighting. There's no fighting. I need fighting.
Mostly were heavy raunchy comedies. Keep it in mind, I'll get back to this in a bit. Now then, after another raunchy manga, he made Prison School, which to describe its name, is all about how 5 boys get admitted to an all-girls high school for the first time, and due to some wacky shenanigans, the underground school council, they're like the secret service school council, anyway, they capture and sentence them to serve out time in the school's actual prison. Now, as you can probably tell, the manga was absurd, setting up so many situations that bring out the comedy of the boys' plight to break free from prison, mixed in with an amazingly detailed art style. It sort of reminds me a bit of the 90s anime mixed in with modern style. You won't see these faces in current comedy anime. Now, during the manga's run around 2014, this is where I jumped in, after seeing so many of the reaction images pop up online, and I loved it instantly. I just couldn't believe the absolute craziness of some of the arcs the manga went with. Hiramoto would set up these situations by planting seeds of jokes and chapters way back, and using them as a crux in the big climax twist of an arc, and he would do this numerous times. Constant bait and switches. It was such a consistently unique style of comedy, where anything he added, you knew it would pay off in a joke down the line. Plus with the actual art style, his coloring emphasizing the shadows on faces, making them stand out. Most people would shy away from drawing characters' faces this close, or poses this JoJo-like, but not him. He even had this thing I noticed when he was setting up for the big arc's climax. He would bait the reader with the next panel, leading to some other plot happening elsewhere, and constantly shift back and forth between the two. And a lot of people loved it, with the manga raking in so many fans with its raunchy situations. And of course, when you get popular, the anime gods open the gates to give you an anime adaptation, but it was by JC Staff.
Wait, is that a terrible studio?
Now, despite all the memes about how JC Staff aren't the greatest with anime adaptations most of the time, I actually think they did a really good job. Not great, as how I don't see anyone could mimic the art style consistently, but the anime came out and surprised many people with its work, like scenes with interesting camera angles or stop motion Lego to show off the prison break ideas. The anime did the best it could and captured a lot of the absurdity from the manga, meaning it was a great way for fans to jump into Prison School. The voice acting was top notch too, and it was kind of amusing from the manga. The men who created the Prison School anime, that they actually tricked the voice actor for Kiyoshi into the role. Now, even more absurd was that also in 2015, yes, you had an anime, but then you have a live action show? They were—
Huh? Nah, bro, there was no need for a live action show. Look at these. Skinny, man. There's no meat on the bone. Come on, we could have just got some realistic, like, you feel me? Thick stump. Hey, man. What is this? Nah, bro, just, hey, man.
Really milking this hard, eh? Yes, live action Prison School. Yes, it sucked like you would think. I mean, what do you expect when the manga and the anime look like this? Putting real world actors into the situation, it naturally won't look the best, but regardless, this was another way to get people into the manga, and it worked with the live action being fairly popular. Now then, around this time of mid-late 2015 is when I would say the series was reaching its peak. The anime live action were bringing in thousands of fans, and the manga itself was getting into the most absurd situations. This meant that a ton of people started reading the manga. Since the anime kinda ended pretty nicely with a prison break and had a small teaser for season 2, hyping fans to read ahead with the source material, although yeah, we're not gonna get a season 2 as you'll see, where it introduced this character Kate, the head of the actual student council, who sends the underground trio into prison for their hand in tricking the boys into punishment. And now this is where the majority of the manga's plot takes place. Oh no, not just the intro prison break. The dudes are now out, but now it explores a lot of the side characters' backstories, often in good and bad ways. And it doesn't just focus on the protagonist Kiyoshi. Now, a lot of people didn't like this that much, but me, I enjoyed it because it made me
nobody gives a fuck about the other niggas, man.
Care more for the characters, giving them more things to lose in absurd scenarios. And the arcs themselves were still absolutely hilarious. I always liked this about Prison School because unlike most modern comedy, which can often do the same style of joke non-stop, repeating the same thing every episode, you do not know what to expect with this series. There was always something new, and that was Hiramoto's strength in comedy storytelling. Plus, one thing I love about this over the other comedy series is how interesting the main characters are. Kiyoshi, I will admit, is cliche in his love for the sweet girl, but will do absolutely anything for his bros, and has the most brazen confidence.
What the fuck am I looking at, bro?
When he needs it. His bros are just so uniquely hilarious too, at least during the first few arcs of the manga. Andre himself turns into something else entirely by the end. From a quiet dude to a masochist, to an economics major, to a broken man, to a beast man. Yes, he's literally the size of a house now. Including the female characters, I just really love the cast, not just from the art, but how unique they feel to most comedy series. And the manga now was taking time to flesh out most of them, while taking so many risks with their development. I don't feel other series do it that often, but Prison School did, and it did pay off most of the time. Asterix, yes, I will talk about the ending. Wait for it, okay, buddy. I honestly don't think we'll ever get something like Prison School ever again, because only he could set up these jokes in this way. The paneling, the direction your eyes will take when you want you to see what he wants you to see. Plus, I forgot to even mention how great he is at drawing 3D objects, although I think he might have had a computer to help some of it. But you can't deny how talented the man is. Prison School was cementing itself as one of the greatest comedy mangas out there. But, like Kiyoshi's fans, the praise came crashing down. Because as the anime ended, with people rushing to the manga while it came out, discussing it with others, something strange started to occur. The series began to flounder just a little bit, starting around here when the chairman going out into the wilderness. The trio of girls had gotten out of prison, but now it felt like Hiramoto didn't know what situation to put the characters into next, leading to one of the most drawn out arcs I've ever seen in any medium. Yes, even worse.
Wait, filler?
Than Goku's episode-long screams, it was the Calvary arc, where the two councils were at war with each other, spanning numerous chapters, nothing really changing, feeling like the plot just ground to a halt. To extend the
That is crazy. Fillers in manga is crazy.
Manga's lifespan. The characters would just stand there, talking and talking, and then do something, but that something fails. Then back to talking and talking. Now this wasn't all that bad when I reread it for this video. I actually found binging it helped me get through it fairly quickly, but you have to understand, the amount of people that were reading this when it came out chapter by chapter, you couldn't binge read it, you had to wait for that new chapter, and only then to see how drawn out it was getting. Frustration wouldn't even begin to describe it. People were getting impatient. It felt like the series was stagnating, like Hiramoto was struggling to think of what big situation to take the series next. It was draining for most readers. And naturally the manga began to lose viewership, but it still had a big enough following, sticking through all of that, up until the ending, which then broke the community and pitched everyone against the creator. And for that, I'll have to mention spoilers for the ending, so just a warning.
What do you do?
Much? Okay. So Kiyoshi had a crush on Chiyo, the kind girl, for the majority of the manga, but had spent more time getting into wacky situations with the crazy girl, Hana. And she of course is really into him, and honestly their chemistry together was way more involved than anything he did with Chiyo. This of course meant the fanbase really wanted them together. So you had Team Hana and Team Chiyo. Well then, before the Calvary arc, there was a situation that led Hana and Kiyoshi to swapping underwear accidentally. Yes, accidentally.
Wait, how does a nigga and a female swap underwear?
Then after the Calvary arc, in a long build-up with plot.
Wait, alright, you're talking, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm so zoned out. I don't know what's going on.
about love triangles with the other characters, and the underground president leaving school to study abroad, it finally boils down to Kiyoshi, Hana, and Chiyo meeting in the rain on Chiyo's birthday. And Kiyoshi confesses his love to her, but this annoys Hana and she explodes, revealing every dirty thing the both of them accidentally did. And despite all this, Chiyo doesn't care and agrees to go out with him. But bringing back to that underwear thing, Hana brings that up and Kiyoshi tells Chiyo he threw it out and it's all in the past. But then Hana, in one final act, drops his pants to show to Chiyo that even though it was a long time ago, he is still wearing her underwear. Kiyoshi is broken. Knowing his crush hates him, and the manga literally cuts to the final 2 pages where Chiyo has taken over his sister's role as the new underground president of the school, utterly broken and despising men. And that's how the whole series ended. Yeah, wow. The series that had built up all these characters and arcs, feeling like this was all building to another wacky arc, just ends so abruptly. And no confirmation of what happens to Hana and Kiyoshi, and people were mad, furious. I've never seen this amount of rage at a manga's ending before. Now, like I mentioned earlier, Hiromoto is very reclusive, so I couldn't really find any interviews, but the main theory is that he hated working on Prison School and wanted to work on Devil Blues, which I guess sold less than Prison School, and they say he only made this just as a screw you to everyone, which is kinda amusing given how popular Prison School got. But the theory was that Devil Blues was something he cared more about. And now, while I can't find any proof on this, it is weird, because Hiromoto has made numerous other raunchy manga, so I can't see why he would focus on a more serious one.
He tired, man.
Maybe he resented how popular Prison School had gotten, because it was really big everywhere. And it was compounded by the fact that fans had to sit through 50 or so chapters of nothing really happening, expecting something better on the other side, but only got a sudden and abrupt ending. And for the argument of Prison School sales declining, well, yeah, it was dropping a little, but that was because the anime had long ended, meaning that jump from around the time of the anime had slowly waned. So all those new sales were dying down, but it was still selling fairly well in Japan, so I can't imagine sales being a reason for the ending. And then the kicker, because shortly after the ending, he announced a new manga, Raw Hero. And this angered fans even more, because to them, it seemed like he dumped Prison School to go start something else. And even with all that craziness, yes, I was kind of mad at the ending as well, and never bothered to check out the new manga. And that was that. Prison School's reputation in tatters, no one knowing why he did it. Where's the sauce? And now a new manga starting up and people just did not care, which is kind of amusing because I think Raw Hero is actually good. Yes, for the video I caught up to the manga and actually really enjoyed most of it. It's about a dude who has to take care of his 2 brothers with no parents and struggling to get jobs. One day he sees on a train a dude assaulting someone, and him jumping in to intervene ends up changing his whole fortune in ways you will not expect. I will say one thing first, I feel that this is the best art he's ever done. You can always tell he was improving even from the early Prison School chapters. This felt like perfection of his work, even adding some action to
I'm not gonna lie, bro, I just see scribbles, man. Just scribbles or like drawings. I don't really see it. Ooh, they make the drawing, this and that. This is no, I don't see none of that.
And of course, the intense faces were back.
Just looks like a comic book of black and white. That's all I see, bro.
In force. And the story itself involves spies, double agents, superheroes, love triangles. I feel so dumb. Seriously, why would you?
Let me finish this thing. What's the video?
Ruin this. And bananas. Yeah. Now, while I praised the manga, I was surprised to learn that it too is ending. Yeah, after 40 chapters, Raw Hero is ending. You can't even make this stuff up. Now, the reason could be 2 things. He hates it again, or I think low sales. Because from everything I see about this in the comments, people do not want to read anything by Hiromoto after feeling betrayed by Prison School's
He gotta change his name, bro. He gotta. That's the only thing he can do.
Ending, which is probably why they're canceling it. And I think that's just sad for the man, because I really think Raw Hero actually had potential to get up there as people's favorites. But now it has ended as abruptly as it began, because most people never gave it that chance. And it's a little disheartening looking into all of this, because Hiromoto's art is one of a kind, and I kind of understand his motive if that theory is true, where the thing you put the most passion into doesn't get as many views as the thing that's, you know, clickbaity. And I mean, the guy is so talented at drawing. There is no other artist who draws faces like he does. And
nigga, okay, how do I put this? Even for me, like, there's like videos that I've reacted to on my channel where I feel as if like I said enough. How do I put this? Like I added to the video. I didn't just watch it and just I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. This reaction right now, I feel as if I be forgetting that I'm reacting, that I'm just watching, bro. I'm just chilling. I'm zoning out, bro, cause I don't be shooting videos at nighttime, bro. I'm tired, bro. I've been shooting since the morning. For me, yeah. How do I put? Let me get back to what the fuck I was trying to say. On my channel right now, like the most popular videos on my channel right now, it's like, it's not really a lot of them. Some of them is not like, they are not like videos that I actually fucked before. I feel as if, damn, bro, this was a good reaction. This was like this video was entertaining. But hey, fuck it.
It's just sad not knowing if there's going to be anything else by him because, you know, he's reclusive, he hasn't said anything. But the way I see it, there are a few options he has. He could make a new IP again and take that risk, or go back to Devil Blues, which will probably validate people's opinions that he cared more about that series. And I mean, it could be an option because it seems to be getting a lot more popular now in hindsight. Or even the last option, which could be going back to prison school in sort of a sequel after story and fixing that ending, making fans happy, giving them what they want. Because with this, then I think people would care about any other work he does after that. And so I kind of hope he does that, because then I want to see people try out his other works. But yeah, that's very unlikely.
Yeah, but anyway, man, I want to see you on this video, bro. I am tired. It's too late. These lights are blinding me. I don't even got my glasses, so it's here.
Call me Master Zen, cause I'm a flick the bands.